Hey there, YouTube. I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Coming to you here on a lazy Saturday here in South Alabama. I haven't been worth much at all today. Haven't really gotten anything accomplished, and I'm okay with that. Today we're going to talk about sharing a plant-based diet, raw vegan lifestyle with others. Guys, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate if you go down and hit that subscribe button now. Then be sure you click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. This one is one I was thinking about a little bit earlier, and it's just like, I understand where it comes from, but so many people are just so bad at this particular aspect of it for a number of reasons. And I think it all most of the time it comes from a good place of just wanting to share something new they found. Share, something that they believe is good for us, good for the animals, good for the planet, all that. But I think the problem sometimes is people can be just a little too anxious. And one of the biggest things I see, especially from new vegans, especially from new people who have come to this lifestyle, they will be the most self-righteous of them all. They just want to beat people over the head with the message. And the problem, I understand the passion, no matter whether you're coming from the health aspect, the ethics aspect, or whatever. I understand the passion. But think about this before I even talk about this too much. If your method doesn't sway anybody, doesn't cause anybody to change their minds, then it's just kind of an ego thing. You're just kind of talking to hear yourself talk and regurgitate facts and just prove how smart you are. And that's not or I wouldn't hope that's the objective when you're sharing this lifestyle, whatever form of a plant-based lifestyle you're sharing with people. So don't be so self-righteous with people. And another one that goes kind of along with the people that are just new to this lifestyle, and I will say this delicately, you might actually want to get some results from this lifestyle before you go being the preacher and the spokesperson for it, because to be quite honest, even if you're doing it for ethics, nobody tends to listen to that person that doesn't look like they've eaten like this, or they don't look like they eat healthy. So, maybe in the beginning, not to say you can't share it all, but just on your journey, be aware of these things. Be a little bit humble when you're sharing, and remember why you're sharing this lifestyle with people. The heavy-handed approach, you can yell at people all you want. You can tell them how stupid they are. You can tell them, how right you are. But if the message doesn't resonate, it's just kind of, like I say, for nothing. That's why one reason, other than how I eat, even though I eat very little cooked food, I like to present all these alternatives on social media. Because especially on Instagram, I interact with people all the time that got no interest in the raw part other than just seeing some of the things I make, and they do like ice cream. But they go for other forms of a plant-based diet. People that aren't even vegan, aren't even plant-based, that follow me, that they find something that they can use within there. So I don't necessarily like to look at it as it's an all or nothing. All I'm going to talk about all the time is raw, the most pure version of raw, and that's it, because that's just a very small niche, and you're speaking to such a small group of people. And a lot of times you're kind of preaching to the choir, because you either get it or you don't with the raw thing. So you're just talking to other people that are kind of geeking out on the raw stuff. They just want to hear more about raw. Nothing wrong with raw. That's why I like to share my mostly raw food diet. But those alternatives, I'm sorry, if you're new to this lifestyle and you're just starting to share this message, if you go straight with somebody that's probably eating the standard American diet, or however they're eating, if you go straight to the hardcore version of raw with them, like you're the prophet, the preacher, they're going to look at you like you're crazy. Because to a lot of people, vegetarian is just way out there, just not eating the flesh, not eating the meat. Vegan is a whole nother level of that. What are you talking about? Not eating any products from animals? No meat, no milk, no eggs, no cheese, none of that. That sounds like just so far out there, so far-fetched to a lot of people, that if you go straight for the raw, like a lot of us eat, people are just going to look at you like, yeah, no, this is just something. Even if they buy what you're telling them and can even see you're healthy, if you're just going straight to that, they're just probably, a lot of people are thinking like, well, yep, that might be very healthy, but I just don't see myself ever doing it, and they just don't listen to anything you're saying. So, like I say, present options to people. Let them know and share good food with people. Show them some of the opportunities out there. I've got a magazine I'm looking at over there. I've never made a recipe out of it myself. Forks Over Knives. There's really good recipes in there. There's good looking stuff in there, very visually appealing. Plus, it's whole plant-based foods. The whole Forks Over Knives is clean eating. It just doesn't tend to focus on the raw version of things. Share the science. Share people like Dr. Greger. Share people like T. Colin Campbell from the China study, Caldwell Esselstyn, Dr. Barnard, all these people that are spitting out facts about a plant-based diet. Because, even if you're hardcore and you're like fully raw and that's the path for you and you believe that's the path most people go, you kind of pull them in little by little. Like I say, you get people interested in stages, and like I say, you just show them that there's different versions of this lifestyle. Because I'm happy with that myself. I'm not here to raise up a raw food army, or I'm not here to constantly harp on and on about raw. I find it very gratifying when people reach out to me and send me messages like that I just somehow inspired or helped to inspire them to go vegan, to eat plant-based in general. It's a little bit gravy when somebody tells me that, okay, yeah, you did help me make a transition from eating, mostly cooked food to now eating mostly raw. Yeah, that's gratifying a little bit, but it's nothing like when the person says, yeah, I'm now eating plant-based. And I've seen a few cases like that of people following me on Instagram that I'm following them back. We're following each other for different reasons, or they maybe see my nice cream and they just think it's kind of a novelty. And I'll watch them progress over time. And I'm not even saying that I'm the reason they went vegan or whatever, but from the feedback they give me, the likes they give me on things I post and whatever, and the evolution I see of how their eating changes, yeah, I dig that. And, there's a lot more people to reach out there with a wider message than with a narrow message. Now, I like to share the information from the raw lifestyle too. And I don't ever want to be like, oh, I'm throwing it under the bus or saying it's not so important. I mean, like I say, I need to stress this over and over because I was talking about this with Amanda last week. People just it's easy for the brain to see things as black or white, like here or here, and forget that whole spectrum in between. So I think, and I get this on Instagram from time to time, people that don't go just look at a few videos or see a few of my posts and they're like, oh, you're not raw anymore, or oh, you're not raw. And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm raw. I just, I eat the cooked food that I eat for various reasons to help keep weight on, just because I want to sometime. But it's always very important not to go from one extreme to the other or misunderstand what I'm saying to you. I don't eat very much cooked food myself, even though I'm very open and talk about it. Like yesterday. Yesterday was a perfect case. I had my normal day. I had an ice cream. I had smoothies, and I had a salad. The cooked food that I had for the day yesterday was I had steamed cauliflower with my salad. Why? Because I like it. Plain and simple. That's all there is to it. Someday, and a lot of days, the only cooked food I'll have is maybe, say, like 2 sweet potatoes on my salad. So it's not like, oh, well, he made a big change. He's gone from the raw diet to the cooked version. But offering alternatives. And I do feel it's a little bit more effective that I can share this plant-based diet, that I do actually include some cooked food, other than if I was just the purest raw person trying to, just show that all the time. I get a lot of likes. I get a lot of engagement when I'll show one of my clean cooked meals over on Instagram. And in the end, and I'm going to keep this one kind of short today, to me, and just to me, that's what it's all about, is just like exposing as many people as possible to a plant-based diet, to a vegan lifestyle. Like I say, once again, for the animals, for the planet, and for the health of our body. And to be quite honest, if somebody's not eating animals, I know people get caught up in, oh, well, you do it for this reason. They can be very adamant. Well, I do it for the reason for the animals, and that's great. But to be quite honest, it's just like any means necessary for people to consume less animal products, to not consume animal products. That's the goal. It's not about some purity or being fully raw or whatever. But just think about those things when you're sharing a little bit. Think about what resonates with you. Like, what causes people, like, what makes you listen to somebody when they're trying to tell you something and possibly change your mind on it? Good way to think. Think like yourself. So, anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this one today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again in a couple of days. Peace.